We're going to welcome Jose Bello with Dunbar.
What is the last question that a presenter get when they make a presentation?
What can we as a community do for you?
Right. So is this work? Oh, did I? Okay. So I'm going to flip the script of 1 million cup, and we have the question at the beginning. Okay. So I want to tell you what is it that I would like to get from you. I want you to tell me what is wrong with our solution at this moment.
You need a problem.
To try that, to kind of experience the solution, you may want to open your phone, your camera, and do this QR code. You don't need to download the app, it's just going to open your browser. You have the QR code again here. If you open your browser, you will find 3 questions. Very easy questions, yes and no questions. Take a second to answer those questions. First time at 1 million cup. Do you have coffee ready? Do you think that there are a million people drinking coffee? Absolutely. I'm going to get your responses. This is what I did yesterday. I know that I was coming to this venue to make a presentation, so I opened an app. I create easy questions, and after a few clicks, I get a QR code, the same QR code that I showed you before. If you're online, this is your last time that you can see this. 6 months ago, this is me and my team. But this is what we are right now, right? Dunbar collect feedback and improve online reputation. Feedback from your customers, your family, your friends, your followers, right? In an easy way to do it online with your cell phone. No Google Form, no desktop creation, your phone on the fly, you create a few questions, send them to your friend and family using a URL, a link, or a QR code. We have tested this with several businesses and institutions. And then we just realized that more than asking questions, many businesses want to have good Google reviews. I know that you are not a fan of Google. So we adapt our solution, add something, and then you can get to the app, you have ask your customers, right? And then you select a template that you can modify. In this case, I choose the generic template because you don't know what to ask, right? And then you get to this, you get a bunch of questions, you can edit, delete, change the questions, and also at the end of the process, you will get a new QR code. By the way, this is new. This is different from the first one. So if you want to open your cell phone again and scan this one, we want to see something different. So the app will ask questions to your client followers, right? And at the end of the process, you get this question: are you happy with our service? If people are very happy, they're going to click here and they're going to go to Google. Remember, they are happy with your service already, so they will not give you bad reviews. So you get a lot of 5-star reviews.
I apologize. Can I ask?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm ready for you. So I did this. I answered the questions, right? It's about the UCF Business Incubator. I wrote a review, and boom, this is me. This is real. This is right now online. Okay? So again, happy. I'm happy. I don't complain. I go to the Google part directly, and I make the business happy. If you haven't done it, there's a different QR code. Even if you are online, you can do it, and then you can experience how to do it with Google, and then you can actually leave a good reviews to this location.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
It's cool.
Especially because you are leaving this location next week, right? So this is your last time to give a good review to the UCF incubator, right? So If you are unhappy for some reason, you don't click on here, you click on these faces. And then you don't go to Google because you are mad, right? So then you go to this form and you go to the manager of the location. And the manager of the location will see your complaint, text you, call you, or resolve. Ignore you, basically. Again, last time for you to try this part, and then you can give a review to this organization, this location. Again, this is Dunbar. We collect feedback, improve online reputation. We have competition, and in the Q&A I could expand on this, but we are simple and cheaper than other solutions. Last time for you to scan this, and again, what I want now is for you to tell me what is wrong about our solution. Thank you.
Really quickly, before we get started, I didn't have the slide up for this, but I want to have just a little information, understanding about Q&A sessions. One, a question has a question mark at the end. And maybe with your voice going up at the end. This is about the presenter. This is about their service, their product, not about what you can do for them. Okay, that's a conversation for you to please have later, but this is the time where we're talking about what's going on with them. So you have a question about them, keep your questions kind of brief. One question per person. If you have more than one, we'll come back around to you. But please ask one question at a time. We ask that respect for our presenters, please. And perfect on your timing, by the way. So let's start off.
Okay, yeah, it was pretty intuitive to me to just click on the Google thing, but I didn't see anywhere on the screen that said, please click. And someone may look at it and they may be looking for a button.
Yeah.
Once
Right.
you hit that. And so I think that someone who is less tech savvy.
Yeah.
So you're referring to this one? Maybe you want to say
it doesn't
click
tell
on
you
it?
to click on the G in order
Got
to
it.
get
Yeah,
to
at
Google.
first I wasn't
so,
gonna do it. So you
yeah.
said
Yeah, so click here.
Something that says
Yeah.
click, yeah.
Thank you.
Just to direct
I
people.
guess you are the expert on. I talk to you later. Thank you.
I had a question. Can you go forward like a couple slides where you said who are you focusing on?
The restaurant's thing.
The restaurant, this
Yeah.
one, okay.
Well, no, it was another one where you were like what the competitors focus on versus
Okay, okay.
focusing on.
That is a great question for Q&A because I want to say a lot about that. Here,
Yeah,
this one.
so why the focus on family-owned retail stores?
Because there are many solutions for restaurants that you need to pay $150. I offer you this for about $10 or less. So there are many solutions that are very sophisticated with 10 questions and 10 possibilities, multiple choice. We want to go simple, right? So, and then if you are a family-owned business, you are not a corporation, a franchise, so I don't need to go to the decision maker in Ohio,
correct.
right? I just go to you. So that is our kind of focus to family-owned decision makers that own businesses. Thank you.
Yep.
What is the model? I mean, you have B2B.
Right. So 99% of the people we forecast that want to use this for free, right?
Yeah.
You can use it for plan your vacation, your co-workers, next events, right? Whatever you want. Your magazine that you want to put a QR code to the question on the next week or next month, right? So we believe that only 1% of the user will pay it. Those are the small businesses, right? And for that, there's a fee. We have a transactional model that you pay if you create a question, only if you want to keep the answer for yourself. That is the tricky part. It's free for everyone, but everyone will know the results. But if you want to keep the result to yourself, then you pay a little bit, okay? Very simple. If you are HR and you want to know whether people take vacation next month, maybe you don't want the employee to know the result, right? You just want to guess, right? And then there's a customer service one time, or then you pay a subscription. We got actually $5 and $9.99 subscription. We may even have a banner. You have a website and you want to create a question every week and put it a QR code in your in your site. Not even a QR code. You want to see the first question, then you pay a little bit for that.
Wow.
Did I answer your question somehow? Yeah, sure.
So go ahead, and then we'll go back to you.
Have you thought about integration into communication platforms such as like Slack or Microsoft Teams for development?
Yeah. Yes and no. I haven't thought about it because we are not there yet. But I feel that the user of this, as far as we know for the last 6 months, they are not there either. So again, this is not. Do you feel good about 1 million cup, or you don't? You feel bad, or you don't have an answer? All of the above. This is not that. It's you like 1 million cup or not. So it's kind of straightforward to the client, the customer, the follower, and then those integration to other fancy things we may get there, but no, oh yeah, we don't see the need now right now.
I'd like a two-part question. So do you have a scalability component in terms of the amount of users allowed for the 999?
There is one, I could spend more than I have time to explain that a little bit. There is a cap inside embedded in the code for questions that ask, you can ask a question to your friend and family and you send information. You send the QR code, you send the link. But also you can ask users of the app question. And then we get to geolocation thing. And then so there's a cap of how many geolocation question you can send to the users. So you will know, you ask a question, you want to know how people in Florida feel about that question, how people in Orlando feel. So you will have like tiers of.
Yeah, the second part was if, let's say a business was working with this app and they wanted to allow this offering for their customers, is there an ability for them to have something that any particular customer on the platform can use this for their internal purposes and just spin up new questions? Like I can offer it to my customers and then they can use the Dunbar app, and how does that model work?
Yeah, no, that is kind of white label, kind of no, we don't have that as part of the business model. Thank you.
Bradley?
So is your only destination Google, or can we go to any destination we want?
There are destinations that you cannot go, like Yelp. It's illegal for the Yelp user service to actually request reviews, right? Facebook is another story, but for businesses, Facebook is not as up there, and Instagram and other they don't have it. So the go-to place that people want to is
I
the Google
understand
Map.
it, but can we send it to somewhere besides Google, like to a Google form or something like that? That does not have a local storefront, because you really can't do a whole lot of reviews if you don't have a Google My Business.
Yeah,
And if they don't have a storefront, then they can't.
You got a good point. You got a good point. I will add that to the.
Frank, and then Rupert, and then Ray.
Do you record any of the information on the people who are using that app, giving the survey so that somebody can reach back out to them?
Maybe the question is more into do I collect information and sell it? Is that your question?
Not selling.
No.
I'm not worried about the financial part, but
Mhm.
a bunch of people submit. We all submitted this.
Yeah.
Can the incubator now see this and send out something to us? Right?
If the incubator open an account, yes. If the incubator is the one, and that is the whole thing. Like I subscribe to the app, right? It's free for 99% of the people, but if you want to pay and keep the question, you need to pay a little bit. And then, yeah, you see the results inside of the app. Actually, you get an email. The results are ready. Part of the trick is you create a bunch of questions and then you put a limit. It's going to expire tomorrow, right? And then tomorrow you will get an email with the results. If for some reason people click after the tomorrow, then sorry, you're late, right? Or if people try to answer the question twice with the same browser, it's important. It's the same browser. I'm just pointing out to you because maybe you know what I'm saying. Then you cannot do it, right?
No, it's the back end though.
Mhm.
Everybody filled this out.
Mhm.
Let's say this was a restaurant. Now I want to offer all these people a special.
Are you collecting is the app collecting email addresses of the respondents?
Yes
Well,
and no.
it does ask for your
If you
email.
decided to do it, yes.
So it's an
For some reason, users of the app right now, they don't want to collect the emails per se, right? They just want the transaction and information. But I guess that we want to learn more whether people actually need that feature.
Okay. Rupert?
So how do you protect people from giving false reviews?
I have no idea. I have no way to do it. I just guide people that are mad to the manager, right? and people that are very happy by the question that I need to improve because I need to do the clicking right to Google. Once you are in Google, it's up to you, right? So I don't have a way to force people to give good reviews, right? That is up to them. What I just channel the unhappy people to go to the manager. So,
Right, but you understand there's a racket.
Well, yeah, but, yeah, you're providing at least one filter.
one filter, yeah. You happy? Happy, you go to Google. Unhappy, I give you this form, and the manager will get this.
So it doesn't go into Google?
No, this doesn't go into Google.
Okay.
That is the beauty. You want to sort people out that are mad about your survey or unhappy, and you want to resolve that. You don't want them in Google.
So only the good things go to.
Yeah. But by the design of the app, you get this that I need to improve. Thank you. And then you click here, and then you will see this. All the business. You don't need to go to the map and figure it out. It's going to give it to you right away. And then you write that. You can write a bad review and 1 star right there. But while you were clicking, the question is, if you click this, you go to this. If you click any of this, then you go to
I
the.
say it's one filter. If somebody gets to that and then they want to give a bad review, Rachel, and then we'll go back.
First off, it's brilliant. Thank you so much. It was easy to use. I clicked through as you were talking. I left my review for UCF. I think it's great. I love the idea what he said about the yes and a no. Maybe you give us 5-star reviews on Google, yes, no, or whatever, because yes, you want to do the review, and if no, it should go right back to the give feedback. Companies, small businesses need stuff like this. It's phenomenal. I want to send it to my exes because I want to know what I did right and I want to know what I did wrong.
Okay, that is a new use case. Dating.
That would be number 10.
Back call, thank you. Back to the other gentleman's comment, so maybe like the what's it called? Trust Advisor, TripAdvisor, Trustpilot, and some of the other places. Can they potentially go to those other places if they don't have Google? Because absolutely, some people just aren't linked to
The
Google.
TripAdvisor is the next one that we are exploring because they are allowed to do this, to integrate this. Others are like, I don't know, right? So, but that is one because that has a very clear use case.
It's phenomenal.
I want to point out something. I'm very proud of this use case, radio stations. It's like there's 5 radio stations in Latin America. You can guess that I'm Latino, right? And they create a question every day in the morning. People could go to the website and click it, could go to social media and click it, answer the question, and people live in live radio, they make a comment, 80% of the people were against this and that. So it's creating a conversation, and for them, it's actually free.
Well, and podcasts, I can see doing it as well. Absolutely.
I'm looking for the first podcaster.
I know. I'm still on your way.
So I'm trying, because I'm sitting here thinking of restaurants and stuff like that.
Right.
Can you put a reward at the end with a coupon code so that they're rewarded for giving a review? Because that is a really high incentive. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
So in other words, on your main app page, say, do this, you're gonna get a coupon at the end. Can you do that?
Right now, no. There are solutions for that. Again, that is a very clear use case for restaurants only.
Believe me,
Well, if you are a lawyer and you have do you want a new, visit for free or why not? So it's very clear for restaurant and cafeterias and whatnot, right? Coffee places. Other is not that clear, but I get your point.
It's a huge thing on Shopify. It's a huge thing everywhere for e-com brands and everything. So it's a lot bigger use case than you think.
Okay, thank you.
It's definitely a better mousetrap for getting feedback, which I think is super. 2 questions. Is it just a yes or no? Have you thought about doing like a 1 through 5 rating? That, and then before you answer that, the second one is, have you thought about, this maybe much further down along, like maybe custom ones for businesses? So I just went to the dealership the other day to get something fixed on my car. I got 5, 6 phone calls in 3 days trying to get something, whereas I'd been gladly click something, hit yes or no, and never gotten a phone call whatsoever. So just another thought.
We want to be different by the yes or no simplicity. Remember Twitter or X, 144 characters, and people were complaining. We just want to give it a try. to see. We feel that one of the idea that I picture is that I'm listening to the radio. Oh, go to Dunbar, answer the question of the day. I'm stopping at the light, and then boop, 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 yes or no, and then I move on, right? So it's kind of the simplicity of the yes and no against multiple choice. The second question that you had was so it was related.
Dealerships or
Yeah.
use case,
So
specific use cases.
so we have and then this going to grow template, right? So we may put car dealership there, right? Or you can get a generic and you modify it because we learned that people, oh, I like your app, but I don't know what question to ask, right? What are the right questions? So we give you kind of a sample, right? This is generic for a reason, right? Like could apply to everything and you can change. For example, let me see, I don't know. Oh, this is for 1 million cups, so I already modified it, right? So if we have enough car dealers, then we create one template for.
Before we switch, just one last thing. The reason I asked 1 to 10 is just because where I come from. Right, so we get NPS.
I think another market that you should look into would be nail salons, barber shops, things like that. Very heavily, at least in my generation and demographic, will go to and look at different nail salons. And then to piggyback on his, it's an incentive to do the questionnaire and the review if you did get 10% off your next service, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why are you doing?
Great question. With this, no, you don't need to read it. So we have a vision that it's difficult to know what we think right now. Are we red or black or blue, right? So it's how could I get to you quickly with a question that otherwise is going to be difficult. Either a paper, I'm on the fly, I'm giving a lecture, I'm giving a talk. I began this in a very funny way. I collect 50 of my friends and family. I send them 5 questions every day. At the end of the process, I create a program and I kind of get a profile of my tribe, my group. So I learn from them, right? It was anonymous, so I don't know if my uncle actually believes in Trump or Biden or why not. I just know, the aggregated number, right? And it was a way for me to learn quickly. It was a Google form actually, yes and no, yes and no. And I began from that. And the big question is, how do you collect from followers, from voters? Let's say that you are running for office. You don't want to pay a big, poll. And then you want to get, a guest. Because this is not professional. This is, is a guesstimation, right, of the opinion or a segment that you select, right? So again, it could be a tool for politicians, or I'm city council, right? And then I don't know if I vote for this bill or this other one. How do you know right now? Either you get constituency visiting you, or you see the likes on Google, right, or the social media. And we know what happened with likes on social media. The loudest people are the more active, right? And maybe that doesn't represent your voters, your constituency, right? Again, those are ideas that I had at the beginning. I'm monetizing this right now, right? To get a good track to get money from this solution.
So you felt there was a need to simplify.
Right. Because you cannot do it right now. Like if you want to do it on your phone, there is no app that you can do a question on the fly and send it to a group of people. You need to sit down on your laptop and go to Google Form and do it. So, right. Anyhow.
Yes. Can you go to the first page where you have yes and no? I suggest you to go test groups. Click the button, right? Click the button, and it reads, do you like this? And you say yes or no.
I was thinking to go to Alexa and say, Alexa, the 5 questions of Dunbar of today, and then you answer the question. I don't know. Yeah, it's that.
And the suggestion is, why would you go to the web app is perfect. Why do you want to go to mobile? I mean, why do you?
It's mobile first. Actually, the second thought, the web. There are solutions, good solutions on the web base. We want to make a difference. You can open on the web because this is a browser, right? The actual app is a native app. the app that you go to create question, you don't know, you don't have it unless you click more times and download the app. This is only the users, the people that answer that will see this.
It's brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
Future plans, obviously you want to grow this. Have you done analysis of how big you can get before you need to have people?
Okay.
Or you need to add people to do the same thing that you're doing. You can't do everything yourself.
Yeah.
You're too good.
Yeah.
Affiliates.
So my path to success is this. We are 2 people, one here, me, and one in Pakistan that I could afford.
Once I answer the phone.
Well, those are 20. Just kidding, just kidding. But what I'm saying is like, we want to prove that we have at least 100 paying customers. And then when I got that, then I may go to the funding, right? And to scale. But before that, I'm just testing the water and listening from you and learning how to fix this.
You know, listening to you, how does all ties into your personal background? What does all was when you started with all this? What was?
I feel that I define myself as a builder. I have a slide about me. That is me 10 years ago.
You should have done this before. I mean.
Yeah, I founded a couple of organizations in the past. I'm in LinkedIn, by the way, Jose Bello. It's very easy to find. I have a background in banking, non-for-profit, and politics as well. Yeah, and then I'm right now looking for paying customers and a co-founder that is technical, not a Pakistani guy.
Oh,
What's your dashboard look like? So when a customer signs up, let's say for the $9.99.
Right.
What is that dashboard?
It's very simple and it's based on the native app, right? And then what you see is you see all the question, and I don't have a screenshot for that one. Sorry about that. You see every question. You see the time that is going to expire. You click on a box, and then you will see all the results, right? And the date that happened, right? So kind of very intuitive or simple, right? We want to expand to a premium one that then is a desktop based and you have richer information.
Okay, just to clarify, I just wanted to thought I heard. So the app is for the customer that's paying $9.99.
Correct.
But the person that they go through the process.
Exactly. If you are answering the question, you don't need to download the app.
So your iOS app is broken right now. It's not on the App Store.
Say that again?
The iOS app, your iPhone app, is broken. The link doesn't work. It goes to a blank screen. But two things real quick. Can I download my data as a subscriber? Can I download it to a CSV?
That is by December we're planning to do
Okay,
that.
and then also, can I pick the destination, or is it strictly Google right now?
Yeah, it's Google right now. The next it will be TripAdvisor, because the other platform are tricky to deal with at this moment.
So if I'm in a convention and I want to use this for 1,000 people in the convention, that I can't get that data?
No, maybe I didn't explain that part. Listen, you download the app, right? You ask the questions, you get the data inside of the app. And in the future, you can download that with an Excel and export it to something. Right. So yeah, it's your data, right? If you don't want the people that answer the question to see the results, then that is the moment that you pay a little bit.
Right, but just that last destination. So if I want the data, are they forced to go to Google to do a review, or is it just a thank you page?
Yeah, I guess there are 2 questions in that one, I think.
Well, so so I gave a speech. Did you like it? Yes. What'd you like about it? This. Thank you. Okay. And so is that? Can I do that?
And you don't need to go to Google. You create a question without Google. You're not a business. You are just giving a talk, right? A teacher, right? So they answer the question. You will see a final logo, Dunbar, thank you, whatever, right? And that's it. That is the end of the story from the user side. And then you collected it.
Maybe I know where you're going with this. Could I, at the end, instead of going to Google for a review, could I send them to my site to buy my book?
Yeah, I have a book for sale.
Good ideas. Good ideas. Again, we are aiming to the simplicity. Okay. And they are use cases valid ones. We just want to go one step at a time.
Right, so just
Because
once
it's
they're done
done,
with the survey?
maybe you create the best idea and then nobody uses it, only one person out of 100, right? So.
Okay.
I have one question for you. So like, say for instance, you have a customer and they're at your actual physical website. Can they use your app if they get positive feedback? Like, can you post it on the website as a testimonial? So say for instance, I'm Susie Carmichael and I'm interested in your services, but I'm a little skeptical of the level of service that you have. But if I go to your website and I see that testimonial by John David, that could be the selling point that makes me want to go ahead and pick
The good testimonial is on Google right now. I don't own that. I don't control that. I just guide people to Google. So if you're a business and you want to post a good testimonial, you just copy and paste and put it on your
I was
WordPress.
just asking if maybe if it was possible,
There's a
if they
widget.
can,
There's
if they
widgets.
go at the bottom after they put the review and they say we want to post it on our to there, or do you want it to go actually asking if that option is.
What is a great vision of the future of your app? If you can share.
Yeah. It's a go-to app to ask quick questions. Here.
Two more back here, and then I'm gonna wrap it up.
Sorry.
Yeah, and one thing that I think that would be really good is so Google, very top, you can make a clean version that another category like underneath that. So links that they could custom.
Right here.
Great feedback, everyone.
Last question.
One question and then the final question. Are you, in your vision of scaling this, do you have an plan built up yet?
If you build a startup, you have always an exit plan, and you know that it won't happen. Right? It won't happen, but you have one. You know. So yeah.
Okay.
Second question.
And the second question, we're gonna bring this full circle to how you started, which was really actually pretty cool. How can we, as the 1 Million Cups Orlando organization, can community
Try
with you?
to download the app. At the end of every question, you have that opportunity. Do it in 2 weeks when we have the upgrade version, and then just try it. And then if you have another idea, inside of the app, you would find an email and a way to email us, and then, hey, Jose, I think about this and that. Right? So, I appreciate it.
Can you please put your screen up with your contact information?
Just the email, you will see go back that one.
Yes, that
Nope,
one.
that one. It's go at 150dunbar.com. There was a question about the name.
I
Yeah,
didn't catch that. What does the Dunbar mean?
There is a professor at Oxford that creates something called the Dunbar number that believes that human beings in our brain, we only have capacity to create 150 meaningful relationships. So I emailed the professor and he said, you can use my name, why not? So I have a relationship with the creator of that.
But if you
Incorporate that in your story when you're talking about this, because that the naming of your company is actually really important, and that's a really cool point with that. Thank you again. All right, we're going to wrap things up here. We want to talk about the move. So this is our last week here at the incubator on East Colonial. We are going to be where the incubator downtown is at, the building is going to officially be called Tech Hub Orlando. It's at 36 West Pine, looks a lot like that. And it's right across from the fire station on Pine Street, the kind of the backside of the fire station. There is parking. Here's the building right here. The 55 West parking garage is right here. And the Garland and Pine surface parking is right here. It's $2 an hour. We tried to find a place that was going to be free. We tried to find a place that was going to let us stay there for more than 3 weeks. We've been trying to find a place that wasn't going to charge us to be there, and and a number of other criteria that we had, and we filled most of those criteria. We checked most of those boxes by going here. We're going to be in the midst of Orlando's tech-centered ecosystem, and so that's going to be really, really exciting. There's going to be a lot of companies that are going to be coming in and presenting. You're going to see a lot of what's going on in the startup and entrepreneurial scene in Orlando. We're going to get we'll be able to connect you to a lot more organizations, a lot more help, a lot more resources being down there and being plugged into some of the things that are going on down there. This building is owned by UCF. The lessees of the building, the main lessees of the building, and the ones that are kind of administering everything, just so everybody knows, Innovate Orlando, which spun off from the Orlando Economic Partnership with the Orlando Tech Community. A lot of words, a lot of names going on here, I know. But Innovate Orlando is an organization that is really working on bringing maybe larger scale entrepreneurial efforts and investment money into Orlando. You know, they're kind of looking at the 8, 9, and 10 figure stuff. You know, we're more involved with the 6, 7, and 8 figure stuff.
Yes, I'm actually meeting up with Andreessen Horowitz on Thursday campus, so I'd be happy to make that introduction when I'm there with A160.
Okay, well, yeah, speak with Rupert.
Okay, perfect.
So I'm going to be kind of wrapping up myself and getting out here. Formerly Orlando Game Space, now OMG Labs is there, and the incubator has their downtown location there. Starter Studio, if you've ever heard of the incubator accelerator, the accelerator program, Starter Studio. I've been through Starter Studio. A few other people here have been through Starter Studio. It's a great accelerator program. They are located there. There's a number of other things that are going to be located there as far as venture capital groups and other support organizations. So this, like I said, this is really going to be a central hub for the startup ecosystem in Orlando. So we're really excited to be moving down there. If you've got any questions.
Not a question, but on the parking, don't park in the parking space right next to the building. They will tow you.
Yeah. Be mindful of where you're parking. Now, if you haven't used it up, if you want to go, I think here and in some of these areas and along Central, there are metered parking on the street. If you use the Park Mobile app and you use the code when you go to check out and pay for it, if you use the code PARKDTO, you get it for free until it runs out. It hasn't run out for me yet. I keep parking for free downtown.
Yes, Scott, you're
that's another thing. It's a little further walk, which is fine unless it's raining. But there's some information. Does anybody have any questions about our move? We're going to be there next week, and hopefully for a long time.
Does the time remain the same?
Time will remain the same. Networking will start at 8:30. We are going to ask that you get there at 8:30, because kind of the nature of this place, we're still working out things a little bit. So we're, especially in the first few weeks, we're going to be ironing out the details. So we would ask that you kind of respect the 8:30 start time for the networking. The meeting will start at 9, and then we'll have networking afterwards as well. We've kind of been cleared to be there until about 11, so that's cool. Let everybody know on the 7th of August, we'll have 2 presenters, but we're also going to have the Southeast representative from 1 Million Cups headquarters out of Kansas City. So we're going to have somebody who's going to talk a little bit about 1 Million Cups, the organization. She does a much better job than I do with talking about the organization. So we encourage everybody for that. Just so everybody knows, we're moving to a much larger space. If you ever came out to Rollins, that was a 80+ seat auditorium. We're in a 100-seat auditorium. So same style of venue that we were at Rollins, and that's very exciting. that we're gonna be able to grow, and we're not gonna have just standing room only in the back. And so that's really exciting. Al?
Nobody's gonna do a better job than you.
No shade, Eric.
Anybody else got any questions about the move? Next week, if you show up here, you're gonna be very, very lonely, and you won't get, you know, Cora might give you free coffee, but she's probably not gonna have donuts. So 36 West Pine, it will be, make sure you check on Meetup. The most accurate information will be there, and we'll try to make accurate information everywhere else as well. But that's it. Again, like, follow, and share us on your favorite social medias. If you liked what you saw today and the experience that you've had here, we'll work out something maybe with the Dunbar app going forward. But also go onto the social medias and say something nice about us. We'd really appreciate that. If you didn't like your experience today, go post on somebody's feed. Yeah, post on BNI and say something really, really nice about us on the feed of somebody that you don't like. That'll show. All right. And we always want to point out there are a lot of locally owned coffee shops in the area, and Eric has put together this map. So memorize that map, and you'll be able to get there. But we ask that you go to a local coffee shop. The big guys are doing just fine. Local ones could use your business, and that's really the same with restaurants, bookstores. Let's support a little bit local. Amazon's doing just fine. Make a drive and go in somebody's business and say hi to them and give them $1 or 10 or 20 or 100. And next week we do have actually we've got 2. Denny's going to be one of them. So we
Josh Lynn.
You are here. Great. So Josh and Denny will be presenting next week. So that slide's negated. And we're filling out August already. So, but if you have applied, please get in contact with us. There is a next step that you need to take with that, and then you'll talk with Josh. And with that, I'm going to give everybody. We'll see you next week downtown.
Don't mind my saying so.